Hi, this is Dave Klein for RAPTR Adventures, and in this episode, we're going to take you along on a fishing safari in the back coves, the no-wake zone, where some of the beautiful creeks flow in underwater at Blue Marsh Lake. Well, we rented a pontoon boat, and here it is being delivered. We were impressed. It was fairly new looking. It had a nice motor on it, and so this put us in the mood to go. So, getting a little action here in the back cove. It's taking me under the boat. I'm gonna have to try and reel it in. There he is. A sunfish. You get 100 of them, you have a good meal, like bread, popcorn shrimp. There's a nice blue marsh sunfish. Okay, we're gonna let him go. We want the bigger fish. Oh boy, here's another sunny. Come on up here. Come to Papa. Back cove at Blue Marsh Lake. Hey guys, Sunny.
Hey, Sonny.
Fred, you hungry?
I'm getting pretty hungry. That's looking pretty good.
Okay.
Kiss it, Fred?
Okay, we're going through. This is a known catfish area, but here we are. More sunfish coming into the boat. So we're gonna let him go. He peck. For their size, they're really good fighters. What were you just saying? It's almost lunchtime?
I said it's time. Yes, it's time.
But it's not lunchtime yet. How would you know this? It's a few minutes before.
I'm getting the call, the call of nature.
The call of nature. How's that
The call
go?
of nature. Feed me.
Fred likes his food. I mean, we all like our food, but Fred really likes his food.
I don't remember. Oh, I forget.
Feed me. Does it call you by name?
It calls me Freddy. Yeah, Freddy.
Your stomach calls you Freddy.
Yeah. Give me some food.
Push up rock. Yeah.
I forget what. Over the shoulder.
Oh crap! I think it went down while I was talking. I think it went down into the. Oh, that was a nice fish. I think he's down in the. I'm not going to get him out with this 6-pound test.
Be patient. Be patient.
No, I think he wrapped me in the tree now.
We got a net back there.
No. No.
You sure there was one on there?
Yep.
By the door.
Okay,
Please hurry.
I got it.
Oh, that's a bass right
I'm gonna
there.
bring it over here.
Yeah. Here, give me the net. No, look at the net he has. Hang on, I'm gonna have to climb down there. Hang on.
Pick it up.
No, let me get down there. Okay, now just take your time. Take your time.
Hold on there.
Okay, no. Okay, just bring him over to the net.
Yeah.
So he's like an 18-inch, 19-inch.
Yep.
Yeah, that's easy 19 all day long.
We okay to put her back? Or you
Yeah,
want to take a picture?
hold him up here. Hold it up like this. Yep. Yeah. Give me the sideways view.
Oh.
Get under it.
I have a segmented perch right here.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, that is a sweet
That
bass.
is a beautiful fish, Don.
Okay, you can release him.
Wow, Don.
Nice gentle release. So that was on a segmented yellow perch stick bait. We are right over the creek bed, and Terry almost just dumped me in the water there. Right over the creek bed. This is, if you know where you are here in the lake. This is where the Spring Creek follows the side there, the shoreline, and winds its way all the way from its headwaters out into the main body of the lake. But again, it's all underwater.
Fish on, woohoo!
What do you got? Oh, look at that. It's
Got a
a
little messy.
bring that in here. Yeah, tiny little nice bass there. Hitting on that big old lure. That lure's about as big as that bass. Good for you. Score 2 for you. You're gonna take him off of there and let him go.
Hi, Dave. How are you?
Give him, hey.
Is that a smallmouth?
I can't tell when they're that little.
See ya.
Hey, way to fish that shoreline. What you got on here? Got like a jitterbug
Yeah,
lure?
we got, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
we
we
need,
got it.
you need the net?
Yeah.
What's going on? He's
I don't know if we need it. I don't
fish
think
in the back cove
I
in the
don't
no
think
wake
he's
zone.
as big as Don.
Oh! Oh! Okay.
Dave has a fish on. He's worried that I don't know how to run the video.
He's under the boat. He's under the boat.
Oh, no. Under the boat. Hate when that happens.
Oh my gosh, I think this is a really beautiful trout.
He's now on your other line. Oh, it is.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna wrap around the line. That's gonna be it. I'm gonna try and bring him out. Okay, climb over the deck there. You not ready yet. There you go, bring him up.
Oh, he's a nice one.
Oh
And
man.
the live action was caught, too. What do you say, Dave?
It's awesome. There's some.
You know what, Dave? I think there's something you're going to have to do here.
He caught my cousin, a rainbow trout.
That's right. Dave? Dave, I think he's looking. I think he's going to need a kiss, Dave.
Okay, no worries.
Oh, yeah, he wants a
Oh,
kiss.
yeah.
Look, open mouth, too, Dave.
Okay, I'm gonna need a forceps.
Forceps for this
Yep.
baby.
Quickly.
Give him a little smooch, Dave. Give him a little smooch. Okay, now on the lips, Dave.
That's a beautiful
Dave.
rainbow there.
On the lips. There
No.
you go. Oh,
He's got teeth. Feel his teeth.
on the lips,
Feel
Dave.
his teeth. Look at his teeth.
No, Dave, I didn't say give him tongue. Just on the
Boy,
lips.
he's pretty.
Okay, so that is a 17-inch rainbow trout.
Okay, do you want to weigh it?
No, I gotta let it go now. I gotta let it go.
yeah.
Okay.
Nice trout. Unfortunately, I just couldn't revive it. I tried everything to revive this fish, and that included letting it go in the water, flipped a little bit out of my hands, and then it turned belly up, and so I just couldn't let it lay there. And so the next scene you see is what happens when you don't want to just let a fish go to waste.
Never let a good fish go to waste.
Never let a good fish go to waste.
Oh man.
How's it feeling?
Well, that part there, I was in the creek bed. Out here, as you can see, I'm getting into the shallows. All right, give me a pointer.
Straight in front of you, 8 feet.
I see it.
8 to 10. You know, by now I'd be under the water, right? Up to my elbows, up to my shoulders.
It's a very mucky bottom.
Oh boy, it's looking it. I've got you on camera.
Great.
Watch it be deeper than you. Oh, there he's got it. His beautiful trout. He's trying to get him going again. Dave, he's had it.
Yeah, he's not gonna make it. He'll make a good
he-
supper
Dave.
with lemon.
He is no more. He's
It is a
expired.
deceased parrot. Uh-oh.
Hold on to the boat, maybe?
Yeah. Okay. Oh, I'm going over.
By now, I'd definitely be up to my neck.
You want to take the fish in there?
Yep.
Yeah.
Somebody? Here's the fish. There's Dave. Terry, you want to grab the fish? We have to get Dave when he comes back on the boat.
Here we're in the creek channel.
Now he's in the creek channel. You can feel the bottom's different, huh?
Yep.
Here he comes. It ain't as easy as it used to be.
I'll say.
Captain, on a stringer so we can keep them wet.
Okay, Dave. Yes, sir. Never let a good fish go to waste.
That's right.
Now, I don't know about your fishing adventures, but I know on our adventures, it's okay even if you don't catch fish or just a few fish. The idea is that you're out there in nature having a great time with some of your buddies.
End of the day, pretty good
Pretty good day. Big bass for him, big bass for you, trout for me. Get the goose leg for him right there. Oh well, that's the way it goes. So we end part one of this adventure right back at the dock we started from, and we're going to pull it in. It's a very nice facility. This one's a state-operated ramp. Next part, we're going to Peacock Creek. Another day, more adventures. So now we're getting to the second part of our adventure in the back coves of Blue Marsh Lake. I let my buddies go. They took care of taking that beautiful pontoon boat back to where you can rent it. That was really a lot of fun. Came out a different day back to the same cove where I caught the trout, because this is a spot I've been working with for years. It took me about 2 years to really dial in the perfect time of day to fish here, which I think is in the evening, about an hour and a half before sunset. And the perfect bait, I gotta tell you, it's not rocket science. It's either earthworms, corn. Yeah, earthworms or corn. That does the best for me here. Paddle back in this beautiful cove. It's nice and quiet. It's not deep, maybe a foot deep where I'm sitting here in the kayak. And as you go across the creek bed, it gets maybe 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 feet deep even. And that's where the spring comes in and the water flows in from the creek. The creek actually flows under the lake here for quite some distance. And it's one of those areas at Blue Marsh Lake that if you know where that creek bed flows in, you can really have a great time fishing for almost anything. I mean, I've caught trout back in here, bass, of course, carp, channel catfish, and so forth. So there are 3 main creeks that I would think of that you can do this with if you know where they come into Blue Marsh Lake. It's part of the way to unlock some of the secrets of the lake here, and that is know where the Peacock Creek flows into the lake, know where the Spring Creek flows into the lake, because they both carry gorgeous, crystal clear limestone creek bottom water, highly oxygenated, nice and cold even in the summertime. I used to bring my kids out here in 100-degree weather, and the water itself in the creek would be like 45, 47 degrees. And then the other one, the main one, is the Topahakan Creek and also the North Kill Creek. Now those are the 4 actually creeks I can think of. There's other ones, but those are the main ones I would fish if I were trying to fish the underground flow of the streams in the lake. What seems like basically a pretty dead spot here, but it's not. It's alive. It's one of my favorite spots to fish on the lake. So let's get back to it. Here we go. Fish on. Take and drag. Now how am I gonna reel this in and film at the same time? Oh. Still taking drag. Oh, you know what? I have a feeling this could be a catfish. Okay, now I've got 4-pound test line on here right now, and the drag is set very loose. And this fish has been taking me out for a while. You know, I think it's a carp. Back where I am right now, and where I'm fishing and how I'm fishing, I could either be getting channel cats, maybe rarely a flathead, or a carp. But I saw that dorsal fin come up, and it had that little yellow hue to it. So I think it's a fairly nice carp. My goodness. Still taking out drag. Yeah. It's a beautiful carp. Let's see if I can get, oh, it's a beautiful carp. Here he comes. He's coming right past the kayak. Oh. There he is. Look at that beautiful golden color. Let's see if we can get him in a little closer. He keeps taking drag. Oh, look at that beautiful carp. This is fun. I mean, this is like the poor man's bone fishing here. I like to come back here in these coves in the still water and the sweet spot about an hour and a half before sunset. And sometimes I'll bring my fly rod. Sometimes I'll just bring a regular spinning reel in my kayak like I did today. But look at this guy. Okay, let's get him in here. Okay, I measure him with the ruler on my paddle, and he's gonna be all at 22 inches there. So, nice fish. You have these beautiful scales. You could almost use them for guitar picks. Okay, so he's a hefty one. Blue Marsh carp. And we're gonna let him go for another day. Go ahead, buddy. There he goes. Yep, bye-bye. Thank you. Swims off nice and calm. Oh, it's just beautiful back here at this time of the day. I spent years back in here learning how to catch these fish in this little cove. Most people just think it's a place to put kayaks in. It's calm water, it's backwater. It's certainly in the no wake zone. It's way up the no wake zone, so it doesn't get a lot of fishing pressure at all. And most people just, they're putting their canoes and kayaks and just come right past it, which is just fine. It's shallow water, what we have is, and then we have a creek, cold spring water creek, limestone bed that comes in, beautiful water. I've caught trout, bass, of course carp out of here, panfish. And the creek follows the far shore, only about 6 to 8 feet wide. And then out here in the rest of this delta, it's just a swamp. And it's very muddy. You can see under the water there, it's just mud, silt and so forth. And the carp love cruising on that. And some days you come in here and you just see their dorsal fins all over the water. It's really special. Yeah, I always like to show you the rigs I'm fishing with if I can remember to do it. So this is a pretty basic and nice rig that I got at Walmart. It's a Lew's rod, and I got a pair of them. Xfinity speed stick, little spin casting rod. I've got 4-pound test on this rod. And then for this kind of fishing right here, a little kayak fishing in the back coves of Blue Marsh, I just top it off with, so you see that I got some split shot there, okay? 2 pieces of split shot, and nothing more exotic than some corn right there in the end. And then sometimes if you want to speed up the action, you could maybe chum with a little bit of corn. And what kind of corn do I use? Well, let's see. I go find the cheapest brand I can at like the local grocery store, which in my case happens to be the Giant. So there's this Giant brand, low sodium, whole kernel sweet corn. Now, here's an interesting little tidbit I learned through the years. I got this particular can of corn because, let me see if you can figure out why. Look at that. See how you open that? It's got the pull top, so it's real easy. My buddies have seen me hammer through the tops of these things that don't have the pull top with a hammer and a screwdriver. And they always say, why don't you just bring a can opener? It's because I forget. Now, the fact that it's low sodium is actually probably working against me, because believe it or not, I have found that the higher sodium content in the canned corn, the more it attracts the fish. And I swear it's because of the scent that's given off by the corn itself and by the corn juice. So I'll make sure I try to spray some of that corn juice into the water too. So today I'm fishing, I'm doing it the hard way, low sodium corn. So I hope I have some good luck. So, and to complete the instructional portion of this video, I am trying to keep the kayak as stationary as possible, almost as if I was fishing by land. It just so happens that this particular spot you really can't get to by land anymore. When I first started coming here years ago, you could, but now the swamp's kind of all filled in. It's really a lot of underbrush. You'd have to hack your way in with a machete. So now I come in by kayak, and so I need to have my kayak steady. I don't want to throw an anchor in there. It makes a lot of noise and blah, blah, blah. So I quietly paddle over to a cove, let the boat come and rest by itself, stop its momentum. I'm in the shallow part, and then I literally use my legs. This is how shallow this is here, to anchor me up so I don't move. Check it out. And that's it. When you're out here in the back coves of the lake, and I think it holds true for almost any body of water, you look for structure. Here we have sort of an overturned root system of a tree, an old dead tree, and I can guarantee you there's bait fish under that cover. And if there's bait fish under that cover, there's going to be some bigger fish coming to visit once in a while and predate. So you look for stuff like that. And in a kayak, it's great because you can kind of sneak right up to it and then test it out, check it out. Fish on, number 2. He pulled my rod over, bent it over, and took drag. Okay, let's see. Let's see if we can get you. Oh, taking drag, taking drag. Oh. Oh. See that he's swimming toward the boat, and then he swims away from the kayak. Yeah, here he is. I think this is a carp. And like I said, this is like the poor man's bone fishing. Can't afford to go to the Bahamas? Well, come out in the flats in the back coves of Blue Marsh and have yourself a great time with these carp. And I use just a little corn for bait. You could use worms. There he is. All right. Oh, this is another nice carp. These carp weighing several pounds each. They are beefy fish, let me tell you. See if I can get him up here. Yep. Yep.
And with that, I was starting to lose the sun, so I decided to go ahead and bag it and save my energy for another day of fishing. But first, I thought I'd show you a wonderful panorama of the back cove of Blue Marsh that I've been fishing in for this adventure, or at least this part of the adventure. This is the Peacock Creek Cove, and it is absolutely gorgeous. There's my rig, little corn, 2 rods, 4-pound test, split shot, little number 10 hook.
Beautiful blue heron. One of the many species of heron that hang out here at Blue Marsh Lake. They have a huge wingspan. They're almost prehistoric looking when they fly off like that. But as I've been out here fishing, I'm hearing woodpeckers, I'm hearing thrushes, and of course I'm hearing different kinds of herons. Green herons, night herons, blue herons, those are the most common.
And honestly, if you listen closely to the audio here in this video, you can hear the thrush in the background singing. And check this out. Catching up to this great blue heron, I also spy a black-crowned night heron there to the left. They're kind of checking each other out and looking at each other. So this to me is as much fun as fishing. Getting out here where this wildlife is pretty much undisturbed and getting to watch it in its natural environment. So I'm going to, of course, stalk these guys a little bit more.
And so I just wanted to show you what a great adventure this is, getting into the back part of the lake here at Blue Marsh. through the Peacock Creek. The Peacock Creek is a narrow little thing. It's only maybe 15 feet wide here at the most, but it reminds you that you're going through like the Amazon or something. And at some places it's only like 3 feet deep. I mean, and 3 feet wide. And just because it's a narrow little creek here, doesn't mean it doesn't have some holes here and there. Like around the bends there's holes, and you'll often see big fish in those holes. Pretty clear today. You see structure. Over there's a hole. And what we have to do now is go around the bend because it's the meandering still. This creek, it meanders. So we are coming in from our hours of fishing out here in the back coves of Blue Marsh Lake via kayak. It's pretty special. You see all kinds of wildlife. You really get in touch with nature here. One time I was right in this spot here and I saw mama duck and about 8 of her ducklings, and all of a sudden, as I was watching the ducklings thinking, oh, that's cute, the back duckling literally just disappeared. And that was either a big old largemouth bass or a snapping turtle. They're both in the creek at this area, and they do eat ducklings. You can see we have to negotiate our way up through this little tiny creek. I'm trying to paddle and still film for you at the same time. But this is special. I love coming back here, and for this reason. It's just, I mean, people that kayak know this spot, but the population in general, even your normal fishermen that go out in boats, they don't get to see this. This is a cool thing. So by all means, rent a kayak, get a kayak, come out to the back coves of Blue Marsh, where it's calm and quiet and just thousands of acres to explore on the water and in the land. Well, we're gonna soon be at our destination. We're actually paddling up the creek now. we're up the creek, but I do have a paddle, which is a good thing. And right up here is where we're gonna go ahead and take out. You can see a little bridge there. And isn't that beautiful with the sort of the sun setting to say goodbye to us for this particular fishing adventure. You hear all the birds and everything? You can see the structure, see how shallow it is here. And it's not far from here that it's this little meandering trickle of a stream that comes up from underground. But it's natural spring water, comes over a limestone creek bed, makes the pH beautiful, perfect for fish. And it is one of the many that I said earlier that feed into Blue Marsh. Peacock Creek this is. So bikers and hikers and horseback riders and stuff will often go over these bridges or ford just a little bit further up. But right up here, it's nothing. You wouldn't even really know it. It holds so much life only less than a mile downstream. So this is our getting out point, and we're gonna do that right now. Get back to the Jeep. And I hope you enjoyed being with us.